Kentucky's bourbon industry, once the pride of the bluegrass state and a symbol of American craftsmanship, is now facing a significant crisis. The distilleries that once hummed with activity are now eerily silent. After years of unprecedented and rapid growth, fueled by both domestic and international demand, the financial numbers have taken a sharp turn into negative territory, a stark contrast to the prosperity seen in recent years. American whiskey sales have unexpectedly fallen, a worrying sign for the industry, and shipments of Kentucky bourbon have dropped for the first time since 2008, signaling a potential end to a long period of expansion. Inflation at home, impacting consumer spending, and escalating tariffs abroad, restricting international markets, have squeezed both consumers and distilleries, creating a challenging economic environment. Leaving warehouses full of aging bourbon, a surplus that threatens to devalue the spirit and strain storage capacity, and putting jobs at risk, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the livelihoods of many Kentuckians. The mood has shifted dramatically from celebration and optimism to deep concern and apprehension, as bankruptcies and layoffs ripple through communities that have long relied on the bourbon industry for their economic stability. Bourbon isn't just a business here, it's an integral part of Kentucky's identity, a rich history passed down through generations, and the foundation for thousands of jobs. Now, the familiar hum of distilleries, once a constant sound in these parts, has faded, replaced by an unsettling silence and a pervasive sense of uncertainty about the future. The industry faces a complex and multifaceted storm of economic pressures from inflation and trade imbalances, changing consumer tastes and preferences, with younger generations exploring different spirits, and ongoing global trade disputes that threaten to further restrict access to key international markets. The question is no longer simply when the boom will return, but how deep and prolonged the bust will be, and what lasting impact it will have on the industry. Kentucky's signature spirit, a symbol of tradition and heritage, now stands at a critical crossroads, facing an uncertain future. The crisis, which has been slowly brewing beneath the surface of the bourbon industry, has now claimed 3 major Kentucky distilleries in less than a year, a truly alarming rate of failure. This sudden downturn has sent shockwaves throughout the bourbon community. Kentucky Owl, a brand once synonymous with luxury and exclusivity, Garrard County Distilling Company, with its ambitious vision, and Luca Mariano Distillery, known for its traditional methods, all filed for bankruptcy, a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the spirits market. Each burdened by tens of millions in debt, a weight they simply couldn't bear as market conditions shifted. Garrard County's $250 million state-of-the-art facility, a testament to the booming bourbon industry, now sits idle, a haunting image, a monument to shattered optimism and the perils of overexpansion. These weren't small startups struggling to find their footing, but industry leaders who bet big on endless growth fueled by years of unprecedented demand. When the market shrank and consumer spending tightened, they were left over-leveraged and unable to recover, a cautionary tale for the entire industry. Their collapse is a warning. No one is immune to the new economic reality, regardless of size or reputation. The bankruptcies are the most visible signs, the tip of the iceberg, of a deeper industry-wide crisis, one that demands careful attention and strategic adaptation. Ambitious expansion plans, once seen as a path to prosperity, have become liabilities overnight, a burden that threatens to sink even more distilleries. The bourbon bust has arrived, a harsh reality check for an industry accustomed to constant growth, and its impact is only beginning to be felt, with potentially far-reaching consequences for Kentucky's economy. Behind the bankruptcies and financial reports are real people, flesh and blood individuals whose lives are deeply intertwined with this industry. Workers, families, and entire communities are feeling the strain. The impact extends far beyond just the distillery walls. Garrard County Distilling's closure suspended 60 skilled employees indefinitely, leaving them in a state of limbo. Brown-Forman, a giant in the industry, cut 700 jobs globally, a stark reminder that no one is immune. Green River Distilling, another key player, slashed a quarter of its workforce, a devastating blow to the local economy. Diageo paused production in Lebanon, Kentucky, affecting even more workers and their families, creating widespread uncertainty. The pain ripples outward, touching every corner of these close-knit communities. Farmers who supply the corn, barrel makers crafting the oak, truckers who transport the goods, and local businesses that depend on distillery revenue all feel the loss. Distillery jobs once meant stability, a path to a secure future for generations. Now, anxiety and fear have replaced pride, as workers grapple with the possibility of unemployment. Each layoff means less money circulating in small towns and cities, further compounding the economic woes. The bourbon crisis isn't just about numbers and statistics, it's about livelihoods, families, and the very heart of Kentucky's identity. For many, the future has never felt more uncertain as they face an uphill battle to regain their footing. Two forces are reshaping bourbon's fate: changing tastes and global trade wars. Gen Z and younger drinkers are choosing tequila and ready-to-drink cocktails over whiskey, seeking convenience and lower alcohol. Social media trends favor spirits with versatility and visual appeal, leaving bourbon behind. Meanwhile, Europe's 50% tariff and Canada's retaliatory measures have gutted key export markets. Major liquor stores in Canada dropped American whiskey, costing distilleries millions. The loss of these markets means less revenue and more pressure at home. Kentucky bourbon, once a global darling, now faces shrinking demand on all fronts. The industry must adapt, or risk being left behind. Kentucky bourbon faces a hard reset. Distilleries are cutting costs, pausing production, and bracing for more pain. The days of easy growth are over. Survival now depends on innovation and adaptation. Brands must diversify, appeal to younger drinkers, and explore new products like ready-to-drink cocktails. Reopening export markets is critical, but global politics remain a major obstacle. The industry's future hinges on its ability to change and compete worldwide. Despite the gloom, Kentucky's bourbon makers have weathered storms before. Their resilience and heritage are powerful assets. But the road ahead will be tough. The fate of Kentucky's most iconic spirit hangs in the balance.